Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is, I think today's Wednesday. Yes, it throw me off because of Monday. It feels like Tuesday, but it's Wednesday. February 19th. This will be our chart lesson for today, and really a kind of a average kind of day. The volatility's really slowed down. This is more of a normal kind of ES day. We spiked up and went into this two-tiered channel, worked up. We actually had a break here, which is a little surprising that we continued on this long. The channel continued to stay in play till we got another break and a new high, and then we sold off after that. And you can see we sold off into the 2 o'clock hour. So, but yeah, this is a much more kind of average kind of ES day. The volatility's just been crazy uh, since the new year, really. And is it slowing down for good? Who knows? But it's definitely slowed down a little bit. And this is definitely a relatively slow day. This whole week has kind of been slow. Um, I mean, you can see yesterday there was a little bit. Prior day, I mean, it's slowing down a little bit. And whether or not it's slowing down, uh, going to continue to stay slow, or if the volatility will come back, we'll just have to see. Um, but anyway, pretty good trading day. Not a lot of trades today. There's not a lot of price action here, so um, I marked. Most of there's no shorts here. It's all uphill right into the 2 o'clock hour. This channel's still in play really here. So there's no shorts really. It's all uphill. There's not many, so it's not going to take long. But I'm gonna back out. We'll go through the trades. It won't take long today. So this is pretty straightforward. Just a two-tiered channel. We spiked up and went into this channel. You just drew it off here and drug it to the top. We never really got back up there again. We bounced up into the upper uh, half of the two-tiered channel, but we never really got back that high again. So, but 7 o'clock came right in this little congestion area right here somewhere. And notice that you got a new low here, and you go first entry short, and you try to go higher, and you get a second entry short right there. And so whenever prices break higher before reaching a scalper's profit, that's a failed second entry short. So when it broke higher right here, that's a failure. So you may go long right there. I'm not crazy about this one. It's a little bit congestive, but at the very least, this is looking like a range. We got two legs up and two legs down. So at the very least, we're probably going to, I'd be looking for a measured move from right there. And so that puts prices way up here. And because notice there's two legs up and then there's a two-legged correction. That's usually the center of the pattern. So, we're going to shoot for a measured leg up here most likely, unless it's a range day. But either way, you still got a lot of room to go up here. So you may take that trade. I put the bar underneath the bar that's actually you're going to enter on. But just remember, your safety stop always has to go below the low of the swing. So that means it's got to go down here. So your safety stop goes here, but the entry would be one tick above that bar because that's when it became a failure. So you may take that trade. It was good for a scalp, not much more. Then it comes back and it bounces off the trend line again. And there's actually a double test up here and a triple. Notice we made that high. We tested once, we tested twice. But the problem is that's just too congestive. Yeah, we're probably coming back to the EMA, but it may tick through and fail and turn up instead. So you don't know that it's coming back this far. So it's just really too risky to probably take that trade. And you probably still want to look for longs anyway. I guess it's still a possibility it could be a range day at this point. But again, you just had your two legs up and two-leg correction, and you're looking for a target up here. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but that's what we're really looking for. So I just think going short here is just, it did break higher and turn down and go out, but it's a little bit risky. So, but when it comes back down here and, you get another bounce off the trend line, it's not a perfect signal bar. You could look at this as a second entry. There's a little double top, so first entry, second entry. It's not ideal or anything. Um, but it's off the trend line. It's a, kind of a neutral to slightly bullish bar. It's definitely not a bearish bar. It's just kind of a neutral bar, really. So you may take that trade, but I'd probably skip that one. We come back again, and we do get the close outside here. Not a good enough signal bar here to go long either, so I would wait. You get a higher low right here, but you've already got that one leg up, and I'd at least wait for the reversal, and you get that right here. Notice that it turns down again, gives you a failed second entry long when it, or short, and turns into a long trade when it breaks above this bar right here. So I like going long right there. And it actually comes back to this little short-term trend line again right here. And you could look at that as congestion, and that's really close to the EMA. So you could treat that like a little failed breakout. So you may even take that trade. It's a possibility. We're getting a little bit too far away from the EMA, and this bar, the whole bar encompasses the entire channel right there. So, and there's 3 bar matching highs, so you don't want to go long. You probably couldn't have got into it because it gaps over anyway. So then it comes back. Of course, you don't want to be looking for any shorts here. It's still inside this channel, and notice we get hung up in this kind of little trading range here, or a little congestion area. Really is more what it is. There is a second entry long right here, not a very good signal bar, but I'd probably skip that one with that being underneath the EMA and not back to the trend line here. So, but notice you get that little failed breakout. That's a 2-tick bar. That's about as low risk as you're going to get, right at the trend line, right at the low of a trading range. 2 ticks in the bar, so very little risk. That's about as good as it gets. It comes back here and gives you a higher low. If you're already in, I probably wouldn't add on right here. But if you're not in yet, I'd probably get in right there. And then notice that we push on up and we get the veiled second entry short right there, and we bounce off that trend line again. That's technically that gets the scalper's profit, but I'd still treat that like a failed second entry short, bouncing off that trend line again, and I'd go long right there. But that's also a double bottom basically, and you get a first entry, a second entry, again right off the trend line, and that's a second entry long. Notice that new high, first entry, and it pulls back. So you get a failed second entry short, a second entry long, it's off the key entry point, EMA, trend line, real bullish bar, go long right there. It pulls back again right here, but with all those matching highs, I wouldn't enter there. And it takes off here. You're too far away from the EMA to be entering up here. Comes back right here. Again, we're just kind of right in the middle of no man's land, but that trend line's still in play. And so when this bar, it actually broke lower and turns up. But I wouldn't take that trade. I would wait. And notice that you make a low there, you try to go higher, you come back and you test it again. You could treat that like a double test. And it is a double bottom as well, and that's a nice bullish bar. I'm not crazy about it for the same reason I wasn't crazy about this one. It's right in the middle of nowhere. But you could treat that like a double test, and this one did close back above the EMA, and you do have a break, and you try to make a new low 1, 2, 3 times and couldn't. Probably going to go higher, and of course it does. You get 2 legs up, and then you come back again. You don't want to be entering in here on any of this. That trend line little channel still in play, but you finally get a higher low right here and a nice bullish bar again. As long as we've been in this channel, we're probably going to make a retest of that high. So if it breaks above here, as long as you got enough room to get out, which you do, and that pretty much takes you in 2 o'clock hour. So that bar is tempting right there, but that's not a convincing close outside really. I mean, this might actually be like that right there. And so you really don't have a close outside. So I'd wait on that higher low or some kind of trap or something, which you don't get till here. So pretty simple day, really. Just wait on it to come back to the trend line or wait on a reversal. You got one reversal, back to the trend line, plus some reversals in there, back to the trend line again. I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. So not much else we can say about today. This was a relatively simple day. I mean, this is easy to. The fact that it was a spiking channel might have threw some of you off. You might have been looking for something like this. I would at least have drawn that right there, and you still kind of catch that, so you still get to the same place. And you can see that still fits up here. So no matter how you drew it, and that's kind of, your midline still kind of fits as well. So it doesn't really matter how you drew it, whether you start at the bottom or you notice the spiking channel, you still really get to the same place. I believe this is the more accurate read on it though. But you still get to the same place either way. So anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll be back to, it's a quick week because tomorrow's Thursday, but we'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll wrap up the week. When you get these Monday holidays, the week really goes by quick, so it's hard to believe that we're almost to the end of the week. But we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.